Yo, what's going on guys? Ian77 here. In today's video, we're going to be playing the best Royal Giant deck in Clash Royale. Alright, so hopping in the first match here, we're going to be up against this guy, and I don't really play RG too much, but we are currently top 10, and I actually pushed up quite a bit with this deck, and very easily, so not too sure how many of you guys are actually playing Royal Giant, but I feel like it's a very, very strong deck now ever since the Earthquake got nerfed. I feel like a lot of the Earthquake deck kind of countered Royal Giant, but now that they're quite a bit weaker, I feel like Royal Giant is starting to thrive again, so definitely a good time to try it out. It's honestly not too hard of a deck to play. It's pretty straightforward, even if you've never really played a deck like this. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory with the defense and stuff. It looks like we will be up against a P.E.K.K.A deck here, so should be an interesting matchup. Normally P.E.K.K.A isn't too bad because you have like the Fisherman to pull it away, but this guy is running the version, I think, with like Ram Rider and stuff, so we're not going to be able to like get our Royal Giants to the tower as easily. And yeah, he's going to use a Ram Rider here, but luckily the Ram Rider did get a little bit of a nerf, so it doesn't slow the Royal Giant down quite as much. So just going to take the King activation here. You also have to make sure you get those King activations with the Fisherman. It almost works as well as a Tornado, to be honest. You can still activate King Tower against like almost everything that you can with a Tornado, except like flying units and stuff like that. But you can even activate King Tower against like a Giant and stuff like that. So yeah, quite a few things you can do with it, and we do have to be a little bit careful with this P.E.K.K.A here. I think I'm just gonna go with the Queen, because if he goes with the Lightning on the Queen, then he won't really have enough to support his P.E.K.K.A very well. So he's gonna go with the Lightning there, but now his P.E.K.K.A is pretty much just gonna be something that our towers can easily just DPS down. I don't think that'll get a hit off. So pretty perfect defense here. It is a pretty close game. We didn't really pick up much of a lead, but I'm just gonna go with the Royal Giant at the breach right here. He's gonna go with the Ram Rider, but it still should get like a shot or two on his tower. So since he wasted his P.E.K.K.A, it's still kind of worth it for me. And unfortunately, the Ram Rider does get a charge on our tower and another connection. So honestly, not the greatest for us right there. Wasn't really expecting that Ram Rider to get so much damage. I probably could have went with like a log on it or like an E-Spirit, but yeah, he's gonna go with the Royal Giant in the back right here. So I will go with the P.E.K.K.A. He will go with the Ram Rider here, but the nice thing is that like the Fisherman can just easily pull it to the middle, and once you have your King Tower activated, it's like pretty easy to take it out, and it will still survive to hopefully pull the P.E.K.K.A. Not sure if it will be in sight range, but yeah, it looks like it is gonna pull the P.E.K.K.A as well. So just really gonna allow every single one of our towers to like really quickly DPS it down, and Ghost is gonna get the drop down there on the P.E.K.K.A. He will get some baby dragon. We actually managed to catch his bandit. I think he was trying to like kill our queen quickly with his bandit, but we actually blocked it with the Royal Giant unintentionally, and the Royal Giant is gonna get on the tower. So that will be a couple shots right there, which is pretty nice. Fisherman also gonna stay alive, so I'm just gonna go with another RG here. I know that he has P.E.K.K.A in cycle, but I'm just gonna go for a preemptive Fisherman here. If he wants to play something on it, it will die pretty quickly and just like get yanked away by the Fisherman. So unfortunately, the P.E.K.K.A does get the final shot on the Royal Giant, but now he's pretty much in Fireball log range. So I think we pretty much won at this point, as long as he doesn't like pull out a last second lightning on us or something. And yeah, that will be a good game. Honestly, a really fun match. I really like this deck, and you can see you can even beat decks like P.E.K.K.A, which traditionally aren't too easy for Royal Giant. Alright, hopping in the next match here, we're going to be up against this guy. He's quite a bit lower in trophies than us, so hopefully we do beat him. I'm going to try to get number 1 in today's video, even though I'm not too good with Royal Giant. I feel like it's somewhat in my comfort zone. Like once you start mastering like cycle decks like Hog EQ and like Expo and 2.6 and all that stuff, you kind of get familiar with like all of the other cycle decks. Even if it's not exactly the same thing, you kind of still have a general sense of how to play it just using those cycle cards. So I think I should be pretty fine with RG here. And looks like this guy will have Golden Knight and Flying Machine, so probably going to be Royal Recruits here. Nothing else really runs Flying Machine except like Lava Clone, but seeing that he has the Golden Knight and Bar Barrel, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Lava Clone. Yeah, he will have the Goblin Cage here, so it is nice that we have the quick cycle here. With this version of RG, you have like a super quick cycle, and I know there's some other RG versions going around, like the the one with like Skeleton King and Tombstone, but I feel like this one's actually a little bit better, and honestly, you guys can actually choose which spell you prefer. Like this Royal Giant that can actually be pretty good with Lightning too, but I feel like I really like Fireball on ladder at least, because the nice thing about Fireball is that like there's so much minion horde on ladder, so it's really useful to have the Fireball to kill those minion hordes easily. Because honestly, minion horde is such a pain when you're running the Lightning version. But yeah, there's like quite a few minion horde decks, like Miner, Mortar minion horde, sometimes Hog minion horde decks, and even like Three Musketeers with minion horde. So quite useful to have the Fireball in here. And even though it can be a little bit hard to break through sometimes, I feel like overall it's just like super solid. Like it doesn't really get hard countered by anything. Like I pretty much had no losses so far with this deck, except like I think once to like a Mortar deck with Queen, which was a little bit more difficult against Queen not having the Fireball, but even then I still almost beat him. So I feel like you can pretty much beat most decks with this. And we're actually having a really good start here against this guy who's using Royal Recruits. He is going to go with arrows there, so I'm actually going to go with the RG at the bridge. Honestly, I'm not like the best RG player ever, so I'm probably going with like some kind of awkward RGs that maybe aren't quite the best. So if you guys are just picking up RG and you want to be a bit safer, that's also fine to be a little bit more careful than I'm being. I'm kind of just like confident in my defensive skills, so I'm not really too worried about being a little bit seemingly over aggressive. But yeah, he's gonna split Royal Hogs. He honestly should be pretty good right here because we have the 3-card cycle with it, and we're able to just like double log away his Zappies. And yeah, his Recruit will get bumped into the tower for a shot, but I'm still getting quite good right here. Just gonna go with another Royal Giant. He does have Goblin Cage and another set of Zappies, it looks like, but we should be able to Fireball like pretty much everything, and hopefully our Fisherman can kind of like take out the Goblin Brawler. The Golden Knight is doing some damage in the left lane, but honestly not too bad right here. Fisherman doesn't get any damage on his tower, but the nice thing is that he has a lead in the opposite lane that we're going for, so it's kind of good for us as a Royal Giant player to be going opposite lane. Like when you're playing a Royal Giant, like, you pretty much always want to go opposite lane. I don't really know too many matchups that you'd actually prefer to go same laning, just because like it's I don't know, like Royal Giant just doesn't have too much HP. I mean, it has quite a bit of HP, but compared to like a Giant or something, the Royal Giant does have quite a lot less HP, so you kind of are usually a little bit better off going in the opposite lane. And honestly, this Flying Machine's being pretty annoying. I didn't really expect it to walk onto the Ghost for so long, so we kind of had to spend that extra Queen there, but still looking quite good right here. We have the Ghost on the board, so should deal with the Recruits pretty well in the right lane, and Queen is kind of killing them in the left lane. And he keeps splitting his Royal Hogs, so we do have Fireball here, and okay, I just missed the Fireball. Forget that happened, guys. Happens to even the best sometimes, I guess. And yeah, it looks like it's not really going to cost us too much here, but you can see like how useful the Fireball is here. If we had Lightning, I'm pretty sure we would have just got like wrecked already by now, because it's so hard to kill like the Flying Machines and stuff without the Fireball. So yeah, it's kind of up to you guys whether you run Fireball or Lightning, but I feel like Fireball is pretty good under almost like every circumstance, unless you're like really angry at Archer Queen or something. Maybe then you'd prefer to have the Lightning in your deck, but I feel like in most other circumstances, yeah, I feel like in most circumstances, like Fireball is better than Lightning. Alright, hopping in the next match, you're going to be up against Mohammed Light, so obviously one of the best players in the game, maybe probably the best player in the game by quite a bit, so should be a good match here. Not really too sure what he's running. He does kind of switch up his decks pretty often, so just going to feel him out right now. So he does have Barbarrel and Tombstone, also Skeleton King, so might be like Golem, could be like Graveyard or something like that as well. Just gonna play a high Queen here, just in case he has like Lightning or like a Poison or something like that. Maybe we'll go with the NATO here, so it could still be a couple things, but yeah, I think no matter what it is, it should be pretty fine for us. I think Graveyard is usually a pretty okay matchup, just because of how OP the Electro Spirit is. I feel like it just I don't know, it kills like half of the graveyard, so it's usually pretty fun, and you can like pressure pretty well with the Roller Giant. And seeing the Ice Wizard here, I'm pretty sure it will be graveyard. He probably wouldn't be running Ice Wizard with like a Golem deck or something, so it probably has to be a graveyard deck, and should be a pretty interesting matchup here. And actually the Ghost is gonna bypass the Tombstone, which is pretty nice for us. Gonna get a shot off, and yeah, looking really good right here. Just gonna go with the Fisherman. His Skeleton King could be a little bit annoying for us to deal with because we don't really have like a Valkyrie or something. Even though we do have the Ghost, it's not really the same, like the same area of effect. But just gonna go with the Queen here. Gonna go with the ability as well. He's gonna have a really good NATO there, to be honest. Gonna pretty much wipe all of our stuff off the board. But I will go with the Fireball here. Super good Fireball, and we do have Electro Spirit to finish off the rest of his units. So honestly, pretty well played by him right there with that push, but we were able to stop it quite well as well. So yeah, just gonna chill out here. We don't really want to go in the same lane as him, so I might go with the opposite lane RG if he keeps on like building up his units in the left lane, and we'll go with the Ice Wizard there. But we're just gonna go with the RG in the back here. We do have to be a little bit careful on defense though, but I feel like it's pretty nice. We can defend pretty cheaply and kind of just like commit just a little bit to our push, and it should make him spend quite a bit on it, even just with like a little bit of elixir that we use. And he'll get some damage there, but pretty fine for us. Archer Queen is gonna kind of like pick off those skeletons, so the Royal Giant will get a couple shots off. I'm just gonna go with another RG in the back here, and somehow that Queen actually got an extra shot off. No idea how, but yeah, looking fine here. Gonna go with the Electro Spirit. Didn't really chain on everything as I would have liked it to, but pretty fine defense. Graver will get a little bit more chip damage than I wanted to, so just gonna call the early GG, but I think we still have a chance right here. Even though Skeleton King is being super annoying, though, I feel like the hardest part of this matchup is probably gonna be the Skeleton King, like at least like when it's fully charged up with its ability. But gonna just pop the Queen ability here. Hopefully it doesn't die from the splash. His Baby Dragon, okay, I was gonna say his Baby Dragon might walk on, but looks like it doesn't quite walk on. And I'm gonna go with the log on his Tombstone here, and yeah, he's probably gonna have to go with the NATO here, but I think RG might still get one shot off if he doesn't spend some other stuff. Okay, he will use the Bar Barrel, so didn't manage to get an extra shot. We are in the lead right here, and we're applying super good pressure in the opposite lane he's going for, so honestly a pretty good situation for us right here. And he will go with the Ice Wizard, but the nice thing is that Fireball, like ever since the Ice Wizard nerf, it does get the one shot off on the Ice Wizard, so it's pretty easy to break through compared to when it didn't even die to Fireball. I'm just gonna pop the Queen ability here. Looks like the Baby Dragon Splash will kind of destroy it, but you might still have to spend like something right there. Okay, he did spend the Ice Wizard, but it wasn't even enough right there. And yeah, he's gonna go with the ability here, but Electro Spirit is just like so nice. Like that's why you really love to have Electro Spirit in your RG decks. Like it's just so good at picking off all of those skeletons. And he's gonna apply some pressure here with the Baby Dragon, but we just went with the RG in the other lane, so he wasn't really able to do too much. And he does defend it pretty well, but yeah, gonna be a little bit close right here. Gonna Fireball his Ice Wizard, just that our RG can finally break through, and looks like it will get a couple shots off, so this actually probably will be a good game right here. Just gonna kind of block up the left lane just to make sure he has no chance of getting any damage, and that will be a good game against one of the best players in the world, or probably the best player in the world. Alright, hopping in the next match, we're going to be up against Carl the Legend. So he's probably like one of the best, if not the best lava player in the world. So we're having some pretty good matches today, it looks like, and gonna see what variation he's using. Sometimes he does use a few different things. So normally you never really want to cycle your Fisherman behind your King Tower just in case they have like an Electro Giant or something, but I do know that he has a lava deck, so I'm pretty comfortable doing that. I will go with the RG at the bridge here. We do only have Queen as our air defense in this variation of RG. Some RG decks do use like Hunter and stuff, so you can be a little bit more defensive, but we do have to be kind of aggressive in this matchup because we don't really have too much air responses or anything like that. So yeah, and that was good. We were hovering our skeletons. That could have been pretty disastrous if I wasn't quick on that, but luckily we were able to catch it pretty easy. I'm just gonna go with the Fisherman here as well, just to protect our Archer Queen and make sure that we can finish off this stuff really well. And already off to a super good start, right? We're gonna be up one tower pretty quickly, and we are back to our Queen ability. So yeah, even after like the Queen ability charge up time nerf, it still is super OP, and you can still use it twice pretty easily in most defensive sequences. So worked out pretty well for us right here. And he does have Mighty Miner in this version, but we should be able to like pull it off pretty easily with like a Fisherman or like reset it with an Electro Spirit. So honestly not too worried about it. And if he goes with like Skelly Drag, we can just like fireball it. And looks like he will go with the Mega Minion here, but Archie is still going to take like most of his tower, I think, or maybe not most of it, but like still more than half. So in a pretty good position here. And I'm just going to let this tower go probably. I might try to like Queen and could get a fireball just to like make sure that he has to like overspend or like use as much elixir as possible to take it. And he'll go with the Skelly Drags here. Maybe should have saved my fireball, but I think it wouldn't really matter too much either way. Queen should like clean up this stuff pretty easily, and looks like he will go with the Mighty Miner here. I think I know what he's gonna try to do. Yeah, they always try to do like that trick where they go with the Mighty Miner in that spot when they take one tower, then they just use the ability and get it straight onto your tower. But we were pretty ready for that, so looking pretty good here. Just gonna pressure with the Ghost. Don't really want to commit an entire RG because I know that we can't really defend if we spend that much elixir at this point. So just gonna go with the Queen here, and we might need to fireball. Yeah, because he did zap our Queen away from the balloon. But the nice thing is that we do have the 3-card cycle of the Queen, so we're already pretty much back to another fireball. And we have to be a little bit careful. You're gonna go with the Fisherman because don't want to take any chances with his Mighty Miner. And yeah, he's gonna go with the balloon in the pocket, but I don't think he'll do enough damage in one shot. And looks like that will be a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match, you're going to be up against this guy, and I have faced this guy quite a few times in recent videos. Pretty sure he is going to be playing Icebow with Queen here, so honestly, normally Icebow with Ice Wizard is like a pretty fine matchup, or even like a pretty good matchup, but I feel like since he does have the Queen, it should be quite a lot harder because we don't have like a lightning or anything to kill it, so I'm going to have to see how it goes here. Never really faced Icebow too much with this deck, but gonna be interesting to try out the matchup. And yeah, so he's gonna have Queen there. He's gonna waste his Valkyrie as well, but yeah, at least we did get a little bit more chip damage on his tower than he got on ours, so we kind of just have to like slowly chip him down, hopefully. And the nice thing about this deck is that we do have like Archer Queen. Like in the past, RG decks only had like RG as their main source of pressure, but we do also have like Archer Queen in this deck as a source of pressure, so if he starts to like try to rocket cycle us later in the game, we should be able to stop it pretty easily. And his Expos never really have a chance of breaking through since we do have the Royal Giant and a pretty quick cycle to get back to more if he ever I don't know, like out cycles us or we want to use it on offense. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna go with the RG right here. He does waste the Tesla before, and he also wasted the Tornado, and he will get back to another Tesla, but I think it's not even gonna be enough to stop the Royal Giant. Like even though the Royal Giant did get like the nerf where it locks onto buildings slower, it still kills the Tesla pretty well, because the Tesla did get a couple nerfs of its own. So yeah, and we're not going to waste our ability there. I kind of knew he was going to Tornado, so going to help us out quite a lot there, allow the ability to pretty much finish off the Valkyrie right there. And we are off to quite a good lead here. Even though he has pretty good defense against us, we can kind of like apply a lot of pressure on him in single elixir and kind of put him in awkward cycles, so we can kind of get that chip damage that we need. And yeah, in a pretty good spot right here. He could start rocket cycling us soon, so we do have to be careful, but honestly, in a pretty good spot right now. We're not really gonna like overextend on anything. And looks like he will go with the Rocky here, but he didn't hit our Queen or anything, so I'm just gonna go with the RG in the back right here. He will go with the Expo, but I'm just gonna ability on the Queen and go with the Fisherman here. So the nice thing about that was that we went with like the Fisherman on the Expo when we still had the Queen up on the other side, so he didn't have enough elixir to defend both of them, and that allowed us to have a pretty successful defense there even without the Royal Giant in cycle. I'm just gonna use a Fisherman here to pull the Queen, but he will activate the ability pretty quickly, so not really gonna do too much right here. Alright, so we will go for the Rocket plus tornado there, so honestly super aggressive by him. He's spending like so much elixir and still getting away with it pretty well, so yeah, you can see it was a little bit tough to break through. He is still defending pretty well even though he's spending a lot of elixir on those rockets. But I will go with another RG at the bridge here. He did like kind of overextend, I feel like, so I'm gonna get a Fisherman off here too, and we're gonna catch his Valkyrie actually, and the skeletons are gonna hit the Tesla, so honestly just gonna give this guy a bit of BM. He was BMing me a lot before, and feels good to finally beat him, so I might just BM him for like a minute or so, just feel free to stand by and watch a minute of me BMing an Expo player. I hope you guys are proud of me. Alright, and yeah, so you just have to give them the Skelly Cry emotes, and you have to just make sure that you prolong their death as much as possible. And I used to be an Expo player myself, but those days are long gone, and honestly I don't really miss it too much because Expo is a little bit dirty sometimes, but I do enjoy getting free wins against it with my Earthquake decks. And yeah, so you also have to spam the Goblin Laugh emojis, and more crying emojis as well, and yeah, also a yawn emoji, very good, and thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!